Dak Dakota Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott is
Dak Prescott. And
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
Dak. He's
Dak on.
Dak is
So Dak.
Dak.
Dak to a Dak fan.
Dak.
Well, thanks for watching Numbskull News. As you've already guessed, the video is about Dak Prescott. I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, and I'm kind of getting a little bit tired of all the media just killing my quarterback. Now, before I start my big defense of Dak Prescott, I do have to admit he can be a little frustrating. There's times I want to crawl through my TV, pick up a lead pipe, and just go Scott Steiner on him.
Got that boy! You got that boy! Oh, he's got the feet! Crushed him in the ribs with the pipe! Clear it all for Scott Steiner! He cannot even get back to his feet!
Oh, Sting was looking for a fight. Now he's got one.
Steiner was being held back!
Now, the brilliant minds at ESPN have him ranked 17th. He didn't even make the top 100 players list. Okay, fine. You know, players don't always know everything. However, there's one site that is always expected to know everything. That is Pro Football Focus.
Boy, you don't want to argue with Pro Football Focus. I'm just telling you, I'm so glad I retired before this thing came out. Boy, they will break you down.
Man.
Well, I'm about to argue with Pro Football Focus. They say Dak is mediocre, right? Like, they have him ranked 17th behind some trash guys. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's like they don't really watch the game. They're just looking at numbers, which I guess is fine for baseball, in which they do use a baseball stat, wins above replacement. Well, hold on. Doesn't Dak Prescott have the most wins in his first 3 years than any other quarterback in their first 3 years? And that's NFL history. And there's a lot of damn people, and I mean a lot, that have come out and said, well, you know what? It's all the talent around Dak, right? He's not really the one that's responsible for these wins. It's Zeke, it's a good defense, and that insane offensive line. Let me tell you something. 2015, we had Tony Romo. We had our eyes set on a possible Super Bowl run. Romo goes down. We can't win a freaking game. And for the most part, these are the same guys on the same offensive line. We had a 1,000-yard rusher. We had a good defense. We couldn't buy a win. Quarterbacks matter because you're not going to do anything without one. And it means everything. And I mean damn everything that Dak Prescott has won that many games in his first 3 years. That he actually holds the NFL record for wins. And besides, if Pro Football Focus is so damn smart, why in the hell do they have Zeke Elliott ranked 8th among all running backs coming into the year? What?
Mark, are you surprised he's that low?
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous that he's out. I think you make a very compelling argument that he could be number one. He's in the top 3. And I think when you start to look at running backs or you start to look at football, it's so easy to get so focused on fantasy stuff that we don't see the whole picture. When you face the Dallas Cowboys as a defense, there is one dude you're trying to stop. There's one guy that you're looking at. That's Zeke Elliott. When you face the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Jones, God bless him, he's a really nice running back. He's ahead of Zeke Elliott. When you face the Green Bay Packers, you're just trying to stop Aaron Rodgers, not Aaron Jones. He's a secondary player. Like Melvin Gordon's a nice player. He's played 16 games one time in his career. Last year was the first year he ever averaged over 3.9 yards per carry. He had 50 catches. Zeke had 77. And when it comes to blitz pickup, there's none better in the league in blitz pickup than Zeke. Like to have him that low on this list just says to me, you guys see the crescent. I'm looking at the whole of the moon. I'm looking at the complete picture. You don't see what you're talking about, or you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to the running back.
Yeah, we do.
Now, because of the sorriness of the reporting on Dak Prescott, you got these commentators all over TV, all over YouTube, everywhere, saying that the Dallas Cowboys should cut bait with Dak Prescott. This is asinine and stupid.
A little bit harsh. I said a little bit harsh, but Marcel, I'm gonna throw it to you.
Yeah.
Crazy idea for the Cowboys to move on from Dak.
It's not crazy, man. It's crazy to think about their real problem, which is an abundance of riches in terms of talent. They got a lot of players that are going to look for some big paydays coming up soon. And Dak Prescott, where does he fall in that pecking order? He gets kind of low.
Now, you see what I mean with guys who have lost their freaking mind? I mean, a quarterback is low priority on a team. And look, I know, Dak isn't the most explosive guy. All right, he's not Patrick Mahomes that's going to go out there and throw the ball over the yard. He's just not that guy. All right, it's not a lot of flash and dash. What he is a hard-nosed, smart, intelligent quarterback. He runs the hell out of an offense. He's a great field general. But because he didn't put up these huge numbers, people like Marcellus Wiley, well, he's just low on the totem pole. Okay, fine. You sign all your linebackers, you sign a corner, sign a defensive end, sign a freaking running back, and have no quarterback. What do you think's going to happen? I'll tell you what'll happen. 4-12, 5-11 at best. That's what happens.
Because I love to see guys get paid. I'm an advocate. I'm always about, hey, when you've been playing well and you earned it, I want you to hit them. Hit them while you can because they will hit you when they can. Mm-hmm. In this case, if the Dallas Cowboys give Dak Prescott $30 million a year, it would be the worst mistake in the history of the franchise.
Well, one decision that Dallas got right was drafting DeMarcus Ware instead of this moron. So he's all for players getting their money. Get their money because they're going to get you, but not Dak. He's an idiot. People, I know, everyone's like, well, you can just replace him with Teddy Bridgewater. Are you kidding me? When was the last time Teddy Bridgewater played more than 5 games in a season? He can't. He breaks down. And even if he didn't, I never saw him play near as well as Dak. And he's not the only one. You know, people bring up a list of guys that are probably going to be available next year. And you know what? They all suck. Or they're backups. They're not starting caliber quarterbacks. Period. Even a guy like Jameis Winston. Sure, he's got potential. He's got upside. Tampa Bay is just dying for this guy. They're dying for him to live up to his potential without having another sexual harassment charge or accusation thrown his way. I don't have to worry about that with Dak. He's good off the field. He's great in the locker room. And on the field, his brand of football leads to wins.
Understand that that's just the going rate for these quarterbacks at the moment. Does he deserve it? I think he does just from that standpoint. I think from a winning perspective and just being, he's played in every single game, yet you paying some of these other quarterbacks all this money and they not playing in half the games or whatnot. I just think
Cliff, there's a difference between 25 and 30.
Cliff,
I know they got math classes.
There's a difference, but it's no different from the guy that's making 5.
Cliff,
it's no different from the guy that's making 5.
It's funny. The only guy on that panel that makes any damn sense at all is a Super Bowl champion, Cliff Averill. Thank you. All right. He's not worth $30 million. Well, you know what? Maybe he's not. I'm just going to, I'm a fan. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Maybe Dak isn't worth $30 million. Or more than likely what he's going to sign for is somewhere around $33 or $34 million. And that's yearly. Maybe he's not worth that. Maybe he really is only worth about 25. Well, then what are the Cowboys doing? You're what? $8 million of risk. All right, they're saying, you know what? We're willing to bet $8 million because we know we're going to get $25 million out of them, but we're willing to gamble the other 8 that Dak will live up to his potential and be great for us. That's not a lot of money for an NFL franchise to take a risk on a freaking quarterback, the most important position on the field. And there's a lot of talk about mediocrity, right? And just replace them with whatever, right? Whatever quarterback you can find on the scrap heap, go back in the draft after you suck, I guess, and draft you another one, right? No one thinks that Dak Prescott in the last 3 years has led the league in fourth quarter comebacks. And that includes 14 game-winning drives, including a game-winning drive in the playoffs to win a playoff game. His QBR goes up, his touchdowns go up, his yards go up, everything goes up in the fourth quarter. Now, does he need to get better, especially in the first and the third? Yes, he does. However, he's not that bad in the second. Just look at the numbers. What does that tell me? He's a finisher and he's a gamer. All right, mediocre quarterbacks aren't leading the league over a 3-year stretch in fourth quarter comebacks and game-winning drives. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Kirk Cousins has got numbers for days. So does Matthew Stafford. But they're like empty calories. You know, I'll take 200 from Dak Prescott versus 350 from Kirk Cousins or Matthew Stafford, because that 200 from Dak will get me a win. And here's something else I like about Dak Prescott. 67 touchdowns, that's how many touchdowns he's thrown for in his first 3 years. Granted, not a ton. However, 36 at home, 31 on the road. It's like he doesn't really care where he's at. By the way, that doesn't include the 18 rushing touchdowns he's had over that 3-year stretch. And let's not forget one of the most important abilities any player can have, and that's availability. Dak has that. Every year he plays 16 games. Every year he puts his body on the line. He's built like a tank. He knows how to get down and get out of bounds. He doesn't do stupid crap like RG3 used to. You know, I'll admit, toward the end of his second season, I was really worried about Dak. But after the Cowboys front office got their head out of their ass, got him a #1 receiver, the last 8 games of the season, Dak blew up. He's one of the top guys in the league. 66% completion percentage. It's what you want from your quarterback. He's constantly moving the chains. He's a threat with his legs. And yes, he is a threat with his arm. Everyone talks about the deep ball. Oh, Dak sucks with the deep ball. He's league average. Okay, he's league average. That's not horrible. Would I like to see it get better? And does it need to get better if Dallas is actually going to make a Super Bowl run? Yes. So for everyone throwing a fit about, oh my God, Zeke's going to hold out. Zeke's going to hold. It doesn't matter if we have Zeke or we don't have Zeke. If we don't have a better Dak Prescott than what we've had, we're not winning a Super Bowl. We're not getting to the Super Bowl. It's all about Dak. And you don't just scrap a guy who, by the way, has ability, a guy that still has potential to live up to. You don't just get rid of him and take on Teddy Bridge freaking water because hopefully you got a guy who can throw a few more yards a game. But none of these guys that they can pick up off the street, none of these guys have wins. Dak has that. You know he can win with what you have. Now, can he get better? That's the question. And if they want to pay him $33 million, $34 million a year, I don't give a damn. Because you have to have a quarterback. Here in Dallas, we've seen life with a great quarterback, and we've seen life with no quarterback. And it sucks not to have one. All right. Ask Arizona. They've been dealing with that crap for years. Texans, before they got Deshaun Watson, always dealing with that. Look, I'll roll the dice with Dak. I'll roll the dice with Dak, and I ain't going to look back. And hopefully, he can make everybody kiss his ass. Well, that's all I got today. Thank you very much for watching. See you later. Bye.